Welcome back. Now that you've learned about data and we made this custom goblin behind us, you're ready to start learning about filters. Filters are a method of identifying specific game objects, monsters, locations. It could be anything really. To illustrate this concept, I'm going to make a script that targets only the special goblin guy and not a normal goblin. We're going to make the special goblin guy say hello every time we move around. First, let's get rid of the script from the previous tutorial. Now we're going to use the player prefab and the type, state, step. All right? We're going to adjust it a little bit because step is really common, so we're going to make this only happen 30% of the time. And then when this happens, we're going to poke a nearby monster. That monster is a goblin. We only want to poke one of them, and we're going to name the poke Special Goblin Guy Hello, okay? Before we add a filter, I'm just going to make the basic script and then test it. The more you script without testing, the more likely you're going to waste your time. Generally, you should add something and then test it. Add something and then test it. After all, you don't have to restart Valheim, you don't have to do anything else, you just save and Alt-Tab, wait a couple seconds, and then boom, you're good to go. So now let's make the back half of the poke. We are poking a goblin, right? So we need type poke, and then the name of the poke. And now what I'm gonna do is grab an RPC call that makes him say hello. Luckily, I've got a whole database, so all I have to do is do Control-Shift-F, and look through the Enigma files, and I'm gonna look for damaged T, or damaged text, because this will enable me to just open a file, copy the chunk, close it, and then just paste it into my current situation, and now we have a message, right? So I'm going to change the message to something simple, hello. So we'll save our file, and then let's see, we should be able to walk around. Yeah, there you go. So see how he's sometimes saying hello? But it's kind of covered by his big old name. So I'm gonna make the text bigger and change its color by changing this from a 4 to a 7. This is the most readable damaged text in the game at the moment. And then here, where it's X, Z, Y, at the moment it's lowering the text. We're going to increase it. So instead of adding a negative number or subtracting, we're going to add a positive number, and I'm gonna add something like 2. This is gonna make it much more obvious what's happening. So now we can walk around, and then what do you see? There we go. That looks much more appropriate, right? It's not hidden by his name, and as you can see, it's irregular, right? So he just kind of says hello sometimes. So now we know this basic script is working, so what we're gonna do is add the filter. Because as cool as it is making monsters talk when you're near them, that's all useless if you can't filter it to the exact monster you want. So we're gonna go into the data and take a look here. We actually have two options. If I was smart, I would have already added an integer, which is the simplest form of data, that allows us to just have a label like this. But I wasn't smart and I didn't put that in there. Well, not to worry, there's actually ways that we can make this work. And I want to show you this because what I just did is likely a mistake you're also going to make. Generally, whenever you make something customized, you should add a custom int like this so that you can easily identify it later on. But for now, let's assume we didn't do that. Well, we do have this humanoid name here. And this is pretty complicated looking, but it's just a string full of characters it can match. So we could actually just use this entry itself. Instead, what you should do is make a checker, okay? I usually do something like this, is goblin guy, and then we can just use the same strings thing here, and we're gonna use the same field, but now I'm gonna teach you a little trick. You can use wildcards, all right? So if I use this character, basically this is anything. So what I need to do is pretty much something like this. Goblin guy, and then I can use the end here, right? So anything that has goblin guy, end color, end size is going to match, okay? So let's go back into our prefab file and check. We need to identify the proper entry to put the filter in. If we were to put this in the player entry, then nothing would happen because the player doesn't match that information. So we have to put it in this goblin entry, the back end of the special goblin guy hello poke. All you have to do is filter and then the name of the data entry. It's very simple. So depending on the situation, you might want to do it this way, where it only pokes a goblin with the filter is goblin guy. That being said, having filters in both places probably won't harm you. It really depends on your use case. But let's set up our test by spawning another goblin, right? The filter means that only special goblin guy is gonna say hello. The normal fueling doesn't speak to us. And now we can verify that the filter actually works by commenting it out, which is going to disable it. Now, whenever we move, one of the closest goblins should react. As we get closer to this goblin, there you go, he starts saying hello. You've learned how to filter, and I guess now I should get into damage RPCs and text, shouldn't I? Because I just teased you with that and showed you how that works, and that probably got your mind rolling about all sorts of other things that you want to learn more about. So let's lean into that. The next episode is going to be about RPC calls. The next episode is going to be about some specific RPC calls related to communicating. The next episode will be about using these RPC damage calls. So the next episode will be about using these RPC calls to communicate with the player. After that, I'll tell you a bit more about player communication. So the next couple episodes are going to focus on that theme. Because as cool as your changes are, they are pointless, essentially, in a gameplay perspective, if the player doesn't even know they're possible and never puts themselves in a situation to see it. So one of the more important things when you develop mechanics is telegraphing to the player or communicating with them that this thing is even possible, because these people are going to be playing Valheim, so they don't know about your custom mechanics, and even if you give them something to read, they're probably not going to read it. So you gotta make the game itself tell them. All right? If you want to support my work, consider just subscribing to the channel or checking out my Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.